Rồi.
And the very dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada, a very close friend, my close friend, someone who had a very sweet relationship with Srila Damodar Maharaj. He was always very, very busy. Srila Damodar was like, I think of him as like a hummingbird. Hummingbird? You know, in Spanish, what is that? Hummingbird. A hummingbird or a bee. You know, the bee, they're very busy. Busy bee.
Bee, abeja, abeja.
Colibri.
Colibrí. Vale. Yeah, yeah.
He's like that. Always very busy. Taking the honey, taking the nectar, and then he's going off. Doesn't stay in one place. Always traveling. Always in a very deep mood of service. Deep mood of service to Srila Prabhupada. And it's like that. And he would accomplish many things. When he was staying in one place, he was doing many, many things. He accomplished so many things. Very intense servitor. And Srila Prabhupada gave a lot of encouragement, a lot of mercy to Srila Damodar. Whenever they would meet, Prabhupada was always talking to him about science and about preaching to the scientists. So he had a lot of energy, spiritual energy. He received from Srila Prabhupada a lot of spiritual mercy. Now he's always very busy to distribute that to others. Transcendental devotee. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Srila Bhakti, Swarup Damodar Maharaj, Avirbhav Mahotsav Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai.
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the worldwide devotees.
Jai.
Go Premanandi, Hari 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 Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srimati Uma Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Iman Hare Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srimati Ki Jai.
Jai.
Iman Bhakti Ki Jai.
Jai.
Priya Darshana Didi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ram Krishna Kesava Prabhu.
Jai.
Jai.
I'm thinking, what is that bird? What is that song?
Happy birthday to you.
Vaishnava Thakura? Where do we find that?
Oh, hey, Vaishnav Thakur. Yes, that's in the Kirtan guide.
Huh?
In the Kirtan guide.
I don't remember where it is.
Yes, let me just find it.
There it is. You missed it.
Oh, hey, Vaishnav.
58.
58, yes.
Okay, let us chant first.
Vandana?
Vandana prayers. Is that where they are?
Yeah, right here.
Page 38. Vandeham
Vandeham
Shri
Shri
Guru
Guru
Shri Yuta Padaka Shri Guru
Vaishnava Sacha
Shri
Rupam Sagrajatam Jagannatha-Nitam Tam Sarvam Advaitam Savadutam Parijanam Krishna Chaitanya Devam
Shri Radha
Radha Krishna Madam Sahagana Sita
Om
Om Ajnanatirandasya Janardana
Chakra
Chakshurmilitam Yena
Tasmai
Tasmai Shri Gurubhyo Namaha
Riya Shri Guru
Puja
Sita Mahabhavanikaya Sada Purva Parampara Sita Prajna Pankite
Bhakti
Bhakti
Malantaraya Nirdhinam Samrakam Sadaram
Vande
Jai
Guru
Sri Gurudevam
Ananta
Sharanagati Varam Nijam
Kurva Bista
Purva Vishwasatmakam Gurupita Sambhoshitam Chinta Chinta Samasta Veda Nipunam Sangita Pantanagam
Govinda
Govindam Gulam Varam Nam Sita Sundaram Vande Vishwa Gurumcha Divya Nagavata Premanandam
Deva
Devam Divyantanam Suchandana Sankarashelachitam Mandapuram Sadheka Varnam Vairagya Vidyabuddhim Advaita Buddhim Lasitam Saraswati Muram
Vande
Vandekam Shivabrahmadhita Sharanam Nyayatishwaram Sridharam
Shri
Vedanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gauranaye Bhato Ganarya Prabhata Gaganoyo Gaura Sankirtanaya
Mayava
Mayavada Timindalodhara Gatinudharate Jivanam
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Prema Svadhi Jana Sukam Purvata
Namo Bhagavate Varaya Bhagavadutta Motre Bhagavate Vande
Bhakti
Bhakti
Vinodam
Shri
Bhaktisvarupakam Bhakti Sastranyadam Rayam Radharasudhanidhi
Gauravaja
Prabhayasita Satsai Vaishnava Vigraham
Jagannath
Jagannath Prabhu Mate Premani Vida Vaishnava
Vanchakalpata
Kalparturyacha Kirpa Sindhuya Vacha Patitana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha
Vanchatattva
Makam Krishna
Krishna
Taru
Bhaktisvarupakam
Bhakta Bhakta
Bhaktisvarupakam
Nama
Namami Bhaktisvarupakam
Namo
Namo
Mahavajaya Krishna Prema
Krishna Krishna Chaitanya
Namaha
Namo Vedvise Namaha
Suruto
Vedam
Pando
Pratavako Mahamadegati Mosarvaja Palamboyao Radhamana Mohanao
Kalpatu
Jagat Bhagavata Krimanandra Simnavnatao Digandarva Dilagovinda Devao Prestalvi Demanamai Marami Sriman Sami Kansivatata Sita Karsam Bhagavad Gopi
Gopi
Gopi Tuna
Vrindaya Tosya
Priya Kesavaya Cha Krishna Devati Prabhudevi Satyavata Namo Namaha
Atara
Guru
Guru
Sancha
Sanjaya
Guru
Guru
Prayam
Jai Sarika
Parikara Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Padam Pamanja Jatsu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sridhara Gadadhara Vivasa Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai
Jai. Giri Govardhan Ki Jai.
Jai
Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai.
Jai
Glories to the assembled devotees. All
Jai
glories to the worldwide devotees. For Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj Avirbhav Mahotsava Ki Jai.
Jai
So we'll sing this too. Swarup Damodar Maharaj on his appearance day. Udan Shasti. Today is Udan Shasti, means the day that Lord Jagannath is given warm clothes to wear. Because it's the cold season. So Lord Jagannath usually clothed in warm garments. Okay. Hey Vaishnava Thakura Dayarasa Gara Edase Karuna Kori. Oh,
O he Vaishnava Thakura Jara Sagara Hidate Karuna Kori
Diya Pada Chaya Shorae Amaya Tomara Charanadori.
Diya Pada Chaya
Adachaya Sadayeha Maya Tumhara Charanadari
Chaya Vega Dami Chaya Dosha Shori Jaya Guna Dehadase.
Jaya
Jaya Vegadami, Jaya Dosa Sodi, Jaya Guna Dehadase,
Jaya Satsanga Dehae Amare Kabesachi Sangera Ase.
Jaya Satsanga, Dehaye Amare, Dehase.
Eka ki hamara nahi pai bolo harinama sankirtane.
एकाकी हमारा नहीं पाया बोलो हरिनामा संकीर्तने
Umi kripa kori shraddha bindu diya deha Krishna namadane.
तुमी कृपा कोरी श्रद्धा बिंदु दिया देह कृष्ण नाम दाने
Krishna se tomara Krishna dite para tomara shakatiyache.
कृष्ण से तुम्हारा कृष्ण दीते पारा तुम्हारा संग
Amita Kangala Krishna Krishna Bali Daitava Patri Patri.
अमित कंगाला कृष्ण कृष्ण बोले दहिता पाची पाची
All right, begin from the beginning. Vaishnava Thakura Doira Sagara Edase Karuna Kori.
वाहे वैष्णव ठाकुरा दयरा सागर दसे करुणा कोरी
So this song is saying, O Vaishnava Thakur, Daira Sagara. Sagara means ocean, huh? And Daira means mercy. Oh, ocean of mercy. Edase Karuna Kori. Please give to me a drop of your mercy. Karuna Kori. Please make a drop of that mercy available to me. Dase, give to me. Huh? Diya Padachaya, give me the shelter of your lotus feet. Shodhe Amaya, and purify me. Tomara Sharanagati. I'm holding on, grasping your lotus feet. So it's expressing a very deep connection, deep heart feelings between the spiritual master and his disciple. Huh? Chaya Vegadami, Chaya Dosha Shodhi, Chaya Gunade Hadasi, Chaya Satsanga Deha E Amare, Basachi Sanger Ase. Subjugate the six urges, rectify the six defects, and bestow the six good qualities upon this servant. Grant me the six kinds of good association. I have sat at your feet, desiring that association. Ekaki Amar Nahi Pai Bolo. Praying, how can, Ekaki means alone, how can I alone chant the names, the holy names of the Lord? I'm not able to do that on my own. Harinama Sankirtan. Without you, without some elevated or transcendental association, my chanting of the holy names is meaningless, huh? Not able to properly utter those names. Then to me kripa kori. To me, please give to me your kripa, your mercy. Shraddha bindu diya, some drop, a bindu, a drop of Shraddha, faith. Diya, please give to me. Deha Krishna Namadani, the wealth of Krishna's name. Krishna say, Tamara Krishna dite par. Tamara shakati ajit. Krishna is yours. Krishna say, Tamar. Tamar means yours. Krishna is yours. Krishna dite para. Give Krishna to me. You have that Shakti. Tamara Shakati Achi. You have that power to give Krishna to me. Because Krishna is yours, you can give it to me. Amita Kangala Krishna Krishna Bali. Daitava Pachi Pachi. So, Krishna Krishna Bali. I'm running behind you saying, Krishna Krishna. Daitava, please give that Krishna to me. So this is a very nice song. When we want to remember the devotees, the exalted devotees, who have so much significance in our lives. They have given us so much to us, and they give so much to us just by remembering them. They have that Krishna conscious mentality, that mood, the attitude, the service attitude, surrender, everything. Simply by their association, by remembering them, we can be inspired with a great mood of service and surrender, and the realization that they carry with them, and which they have received also from in this case, in Srila Prabhupada, from their Guru Dev. Srila Prabhupada used to give so much concern and care to teaching Sri Damodar and encouraging him to go out and preach. So much attention, so much mercy was pouring on him. And he in turn went out and distributed that so enthusiastically to everyone. So it's a great fortune, very, very great fortune in my life that I had the association of Sri Damodar. Anyway, because he was the repository of Prabhupada's mercy. And I got to associate with him very closely. And we developed a very beautiful god-brother relationship with him. And I just have to think about him and all of the times that we spent together, his activities, his mood. And these things are very inspiring to us. We try to model our life after those things. And keep praying, continue praying for his mercy, that he may continue inspiring us. Because without that, it's very difficult to go on in our own without that mercy, because it requires a great deal of grace from above to overcome the influence of the lower world in our lives, our conditioning, how to overcome all of that. Only from the pouring of that mercy from above into our own hearts are we able to overcome those things. Jai Srila Bhaktisvarup Damodar Maharaja ki Jai.
Jai.
I was talking this morning with Shanta Maharaj and the other devotees about the time that Srila Damodar Maharaj came to Sridhara Maharaj. I came to Sridhara Maharaj before Srila Damodar Maharaj came, actually. So I was always telling him about Sridhara Maharaj, and that he must come and meet him and talk to him about subjective evolution of consciousness. So that book, you've first seen it before, The Subjective Evolution of Consciousness. That book contains the dialogue, the conversation between Swarup Damodar and Sridhar Maharaj, and the different points that he told to him about his Siddhanta, about his ontology. Govinda Maharaj said that book is Sridhar Maharaj's Siddhanta, given in that book, Evolution of Consciousness. There are the conclusions that Sridhar Maharaj reached after many, many years. Is all enunciated in that book. And he was trying to convey that also to Srila Damodar Maharaj and the other scientists who were there at that time. Sridhar Maharaj did not usually speak about those things so much to the others, but because we were all scientists there at that time, he felt very enthusiastic to speak about all those deep ontological questions and explain everything very nicely, very broadly, in a very philosophical way. Generally, the devotees are not very heavy thinkers. They want to give their hearts, their devotion, not so keen about philosophical inquiry. Like Guru Maharaj used to speak about devotion, more devotional sentiments with others, but with the scientists, he was able to give a very deep philosophical discussion, try to capture their intelligence. And people in general, they cannot understand those kind of talks. So I used to preach in a very general way. Krishna, beauty, love, sweetness, charm, all these things he used to tell the devotees, their hearts, to satisfy their heart's longing. You must seek these things. Reality, the beautiful. He described Krishna in those terms to encourage them, awaken their desire to try to understand Krishna. But that has to be done not only at the feeling level, sentiment level, but also at the thoughtful level. When they are ready to enter into that level of understanding, that is also necessary. Go deep, dive deep into reality. So all these adjectives, sweetness, beauty, love, and so forth, they are meant to give the taste, and to awaken that eagerness to go dive deep into the truth of those things. Try to understand in a very proper way, clear way, what it is that Krishna consciousness is all about. Anyhow, Krishna consciousness has a wide range of meaning and interpretation for everybody, regardless of whatever level they are at, whatever abilities they have. Everyone can be attracted in a different way to the highest truth. And so Sridhara was very expert in preaching according to the ability and the need of the individuals. So he presented Krishna consciousness in a very broad way. And everyone could find some inspiration to come and follow and help develop the concepts that he was teaching and that he had realized. He told one time that one day he realized, he was chanting Gayatri, I think, or something like that, and he said he realized all of a sudden that everything was floating in consciousness. All of experiences, everything had their foundation in consciousness. And he had some realization of that. All of a sudden he felt like something had come down upon him. And he had struck with that understanding of that realization. That everything was there in conscious plane. And he thought that's the Vedic conception. The Vedas, Vyasadeva and so forth, the Bhagavatam, all these literatures, they embrace this concept that everything is there first in consciousness. And then it comes down from that plane into the shadow plane, Chitta-bhas, and then finally reaches the material, the plane of the senses. So all those things that we are seeing in the plane of the senses and in the mind, they all have their origin in a deeper level of the spiritual, the conscious plane. And he could understand that. He could realize that. And therefore he was able to accept that the Bhagavatam was the actual truth. And all these other theories that people have about various aspects of the universe, they are not the correct meaning. They can't find the correct meaning in all these empirical observations. That's only the outer, that will only give the outer significance of that which has a much finer, much more precise inner meaning, conscious meaning in the inner plane, the spiritual plane. The reality is found there. And all these things only appear as some kind of outer corpse compared to that inner reality, that living inner reality. So he had some kind of realization like that when he was chanting. And he said it only came for a minute, it came down, and then it went up again. But it left a deep impression in him. And he had, as you could say, converted after that into understanding that the Bhagavatam was giving the true version of things. What the sages saw in the Bhagavatam, that was the reality. And all these other things that we consider reality in the empirical plane, that was just a distorted vision. Had no solidity, no real truth to it without understanding that higher plane. So although many things differed with what the Bhagavatam said, he said the Bhagavatam was always the most correct interpretation of things. That gave the real picture, the real understanding. And these other empirical suggestions, they were not seeing the essence of things. And so he carried that understanding with him throughout his life, that the real is found in the spiritual plane, not in the material plane. So when they saw everything as persons, everything is personal, that sounds something that doesn't sound correct to us, because we think, how can the stone be personal? How can the planet be personal? How can the water be personal? And we don't see it like that. But because we miss the connection between the conscious plane and the plane that of objects, we cannot understand the personal side. If everything is in the conscious plane, then everything is conscious or personal. Where there's consciousness, personal. So if everything is personal, everything is conscious, then this impersonal plane, where things appear as things, will seem impersonal. So that's the way the world has come to understand everything in terms of this impersonal things, objects, without knowing the connection with the conscious world. But for one who has realized, somehow or other realized, that plane of consciousness and its actual existence, then he can never come back to accepting the mundane world as the real and neglecting that higher plane as some kind of a myth or mysticism. That's what happens today. People think those stories of the Bhagavatam and so forth are all myth. But the Bhagavatam, the seers of the Bhagavatam, the Veda Vyasa and all that, knew that they were the truth. And all these other things that people nowadays understand, that is all the myth. Anyhow, it's very nice to read the subjective evolution of consciousness with some understanding of what Guru Maharaj is explaining there. And then it becomes clear what he's trying to present. And Srila Damodar was very interested in hearing about that, because Prabhupada asked us to show, as scientists, how matter comes from life. And Srila Damodar was always saying, how can we show this? That matter comes from life? Because they're saying just the opposite. That life, the subtle things come from the material things. And the Vedas are telling just the opposite. So he's trying to understand very clearly how Sridhar Maharaj was seeing things and how he's explaining those things. Because that was his mission also, to show to the others how this whole material world comes from that higher plane of conscious reality. Anyhow, that was the fundamental point that transpired between Srila Damodar Maharaj and Sridhar Maharaj when he came. That topic. And it was something that Prabhupada asked the scientists to show, to prove that, to show how that was the case. So that was our lifelong mission, was to demonstrate that and explain that in a scientific way. Jai Srila Bhaktisvarup Damodar Maharaja ki jai. Okay. All right. Let's see what Bhakti Vinod Thakura has to say about Sharanagati, where we left off the last time. The second and third verses of Sharanagati. Rupa Priya Mahajan Jiva Raghunathan Tara Priya Kavi Krishna Dasa Krishna Dasa Priyavara Naratam Seva Para Yarapada Vishwanatha Shah Vishwanatha Bhakta Sata Paladeva Jagannatha Ta Priya Shri Bhakti Vinoda Mahabhagavata Vara Shri Gora Kishora Vara Hare Bhajanete Yara Moda. The great souls, Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhu and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Prabhu, are the dear followers of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu. And their dear follower is Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And his dearmost follower is Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who is ever engaged in divine service. His feet are the aspiration of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. You're missing. Huh? What's that? Where's the previous verse?
That was the fourth one. The previous page had 2 and 3, then 2. This is the third. Then we have to go back up to the fourth in Sanskrit, Bengali, sorry.
All right, so the foremost devotees of Vishwanath Chakravarti are Srila Baladev Vidyabhusan and Srila Jagannath Das Babaji, and their follower is Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. His associate is the best of the topmost devotees, Srila Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, whose sole joy is the service of Sri Hari. Tadanuga Mahajan Sri Krishna Kirtanadan Yeva Dila Puri Jaga Kama Sri Vrishabhanavi Par Sada Seva Peva Para Tahara Daitya Dasanama. The follower of Sri Gaura-Kishore Das Babaji, the great soul, Daitya Dasar Srila Saraswati Thakur, whose wealth is Sri Krishna Kirtan, fulfills the desires of the whole world, is the dearmost of Sri Vrishabhanavi, and is always engaged in her service. Vrishabhanavi, of course, is Srimati Radharani. Text number 5. Jiva Bina Deha Divya Swarupa Rupa Raghu Jivya Sada Seva Se Pada Padma Yara Bhagavadaya Sanda Dasa Ramananda Manda Sri Chandrika Deke Sevas Sadma Svaicharyabdi Svaichar Svayacharabdi Samagnan Jivan Goragri Pankaje Uditya Sharnapatir Mahamatya Sambodayat Yastasya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhur Guru Atudvara Paramoja Duli Syam Janmani. Then the divine person, Sri Daicha Das, Srila Saraswati Thakura, is non-different from Srila Jiva Goswami. His very life is Srila Swarup Damodar, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. His lotus feet are to be served eternally. The feeble Ramananda Das, whose good fortune has arisen, sees this Sri Laghu-chandrika-bhasya as the sample of his service. This Ramananda Das. That is the name of Srila Sridhara's Brahmachari name, Ramananda Das. So he's saying, my master, the universal Guru, Bhagavan Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, uplifts the conditioned souls, submerged in the ocean of their whimsical activities, to the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga, and enlightens them about the greatness of Sharanagati. Let me be a particle of dust at his supremely magnanimous lotus feet, birth after birth. Guru Dham, Grantha Dham, Gora Dham, Dham, Nama Dham, Mudha, Bhakti Dham, Bhuri Dham, Vande Bhakti Vinod Yada, Bhakti Vinod Devane, Sharanagati Namika, Rachita Pustika Kachir Tasya, Bhasye Karorayamaha. I perpetually offer my obeisance unto Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur with great joy. Guru Dham, he is first and foremost the giver of Guru. Bhagavan Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the inaugurator of the new era of Gaudiya Vaishnavisms. Grantha Dham, he is the author of numerous commentaries, treatises, articles, novels, and songbooks, which represent the condensed essence of revealed truth. Gaura Dham, he is the revealer of the abode of Sriman Mahaprabhu, which can become lost due to the course of time. And Namadam, he is the giver of the name, the proper conception of the name. Bhakti Dham, he is the giver of pure devotion, the proper conception of pure devotion in the line of Srila Rupa Goswami. And Bhuri Dham, he is the bestower of an abundance of divine fortune, ultimately the service of Srimati Radharani. So he's explaining the enormous contribution that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given to the aspirants of spiritual excellence. Then he says, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur composed a short book entitled Sharanagati, upon which I have written a commentary. Idanim atimandopi bhaktebhyo bhakti sangrahe Sri Laghu-chandrikā-bhasya prakashartam dadamyaham. Now, although I am very dull-witted, for the sake of illumination, I offer the devotees this gentle Moonlight commentary, which represents the conclusions of pure devotion. So these were the introductory prayers Srila has composed, explaining the whole lineage, parampara, from which he is presenting his commentary. That is not just some literary appraisal of something that Bhakti Vinod has done, but is coming in disciplic succession as revealed truth. that he is discussing the very high conception that Bhakti Vinod is presenting on this topic of Sharanagati. Sometimes devotees may think they can read a scripture and give their own opinion of what it means. That is not a true commentary. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada did not give his opinion about these things. He was very carefully trained under the sadhana and discipleship of Srila Saraswati Thakura and also Srila Sridhara Maharaj before he was able to write anything. These writings were not coming from his opinion, but from what he had learned and realized under the guidance of his Gurudev, his previous spiritual masters. So we'll read this part the next time that we meet, the preface. Anyone have anything to say they'd like to add?
Maharaj, last year you found one video online when Srila Govinda Maharaj had traveled to California for Prabhupada's maybe 110-year anniversary of his appearance or something. There was a big festival in California from ISKCON, and they invited Govinda Maharaj to speak. And Sup Damodar Maharaj was there. You found this video. And in the video, Govinda Maharaj addressed Sup Damodar Maharaj, and he said, Srila Govinda Maharaj gave his respects to all the devotees because he's such a wonderful Vaishnava, but he made a special point to identify Sup Damodar Maharaj above everybody else. And he said that Sup Damodar, I can say, is my eternal well-wisher. And you had found that.
Beautiful.
Very special relations. Srila Prabhupada used to sign his letters, "Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami."
Yes.
So to accept someone as your eternal well-wisher, that's quite a connection. Not ordinary. Only persons at that high level can understand things in that way. Okay.
Well-wisher in Spanish is bien queriente. It's beautiful word, bien queriente. Well-wisher.
In Spanish, the word for well-wisher is bien queriente, and it's a very beautiful word.
Okay.
Beautiful.
My dhanavats to you all. Please be safe, be happy in service. Be well. My love to you all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaja. Here to here forever. Devotee.
Dandavad pranam Maharaj.
Maharaja.